Franklin-Wright Settlements has been a strong force in the Detroit community for the past 134 years. The Human Services Organization provides children, families, and individuals with basic needs and support services. Franklin-Wright is extremely successful at motivating and preparing young people for college and for work. Every year, the organization takes up to 50 high school students on a week-long tour of colleges across the country. The teens learn what it's like to be in college, and they get assistance with applications. 100% of the students who make the journey are either in college or vocational school, or they've graduated. Here with me now is the president and CEO of Franklin-Wright Settlements, Monique Marks. She's joined by Youth Program Coordinator Sheldon Holloway. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
134 years. I'm trying to think, are there other institutions in Detroit that have been doing their work that long? It's hard to come up with one.
No, there's not. As a matter of fact, we're the oldest human service agency in Michigan, but now in the country because Hull House of Chicago closed about 3 years ago.
Is that right?
That's
wow.
correct.
Wow.
Yes.
And so tell me, how did that even get started? I don't think I know that story.
Well, it started as a day nursery in 1881 down on Franklin Street by the Ford family because they needed someone to care for the young children because everyone was working in the plants. And so around 1930, they decided to move it away from the Detroit River and move it on to its now location on Holloway.
Okay.
And then we merged with an organization, Sophie Wright, and that's how we got our name.
That's how it's Franklin-Wright.
Franklin-Wright, right. So we were named after a street and a historical figure.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
So tell me about the college tour. I think that is one of the coolest things you guys do. I know, Sheldon, you have gone on this several times, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, it was a great experience. 3 years ago, we used to go back and forth about college, and I never thought about going to college. So she drugged me on the bus. And
You're going, right?
I'm going to college, but it was a great experience. It got me really comfortable with college. That led me to being accepted into University of Michigan, which I just completed my first year with a 3.5 GPA. So yes, it's a great experience. So.
Yeah, and where did you go on the tour?
My first tour?
Yeah, the first tour that
we visited Penn State.
You can't remember. It's just 3 years ago.
Yeah,
the whole New York.
It was Penn State. We toured New York. She was in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of great institutions that we visited.
Yeah. How do you pick the schools that you take the kids to, or does it matter? Is it just
no, the young people have to. Oh no, they have to do the work.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I see.
it's a year-long program. It's called Cradle to Career. So it's from infancy. And then they go all the way to the age 26 where they are into their careers.
Okay.
And so what we do is we meet twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at Franklin-Wright. We talk about their career. We teach them soft skills. We teach them about communication and things of that nature. How to dress as you're going to view colleges and all of those necessities that people don't talk about. And after that, they have to tell me what do you want to major in? Once we
start thinking about
majors. What do you want to do with your career? And then they say, well, why don't we try these colleges? And I'm like, well, what region is that in? And so once we find a region, so we do the Carolinas, we do Florida, so we do Atlanta, and every 4 years we flip. We do Washington, D.C. We just got back last night at midnight.
So you guys are just back from the trip,
back, where we toured Johns Hopkins. As a matter of fact, we had an interesting story. While we were on the tour, we had one of the young ladies admitted right on the spot at Central in Ohio.
Really?
Absolutely. She got her ID badge. And while they were touring the Wilberforce across the street, we got her badge, we got her schedule, we got her all set up, and so she'll be starting in the fall, and she's super excited.
Wow.
Yes.
And so this is somebody who was not planning to go to college necessarily in the fall?
Well, she was talking about it, and basically this is a young woman who, 17 years old, she doesn't have any stable housing or parents to speak of, and so she kind of lives pillow to post. And so this college tour, this is a great way for her to start her life and her career without necessarily looking back about where she came from.
Right.
Because as you know, most of our young people duplicate what their parents did.
Right. Sure.
And so we're trying to break that systemic barrier by saying, listen, you can go to college.
You can imagine something different for yourself. You just have to see it.
You just need to see it.
Yeah. I would imagine that given the economic conditions that we face in Detroit and in Michigan, as well as the retreat of government from social service kind of funding and work, you guys got to be busier than you've ever been.
We're very busy, not just in writing grants, but in attracting corporate partnership, because I'm convincing them that we need a workforce.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? No longer do you get to graduate high school and then go right into the plants.
Right.
We need college-educated individuals. Where do you get those from? Well, we start by getting them into college or vocational schools. And so I've been partnering with DTE Energy and Rock Financial and expressing how this will benefit them as well as it benefit the young people.
Right.
And that's how we are able to afford this college tour, because as you know, it's not
free.
It's not free. It's not free.
Right.
And at this point, we have a 100% success rate.
Yeah.
I started 12 years ago, and it just keeps growing and growing, and the waiting list is growing and growing.
Is that right?
Because people see that once they are on a college campus, they're talking to the professors, they're talking to admissions, and they're saying, I can get in,
Right.
and there's money,
And I can do this.
and I could do this.
Yeah.
And then we have people like Sheldon, who is coming back saying, I went to U of M,
Yeah.
and I have a 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Right.
And then they're all excited. Like, well, if Sheldon could do it, he lives 2 blocks from Franklin, was born and raised there all of his life, so was his parents.
Yeah.
Then we could do it too.
Right, right. So tell me about your first year. University of Michigan is my alma mater, so I'm very fond of the place and the experience. Tell me what it was like for you the first year, though.
Well, of course, I felt, kind of nervous about it, but, I just had to stay strong. I had to keep God first, of course, always. And then so I got through it. I got the help that I needed with my classes, and then I just pushed through it. I didn't let the negativity get to me.
Yeah.
I just stayed positive. I stayed to myself. I didn't go party, nothing like that. I just stayed to myself, stayed in my books my first year.
Yeah.
So that's what gave me the 3.5 my first year of college.
Yeah, that's such a great foundation because that first year trips up a lot of people.
Yes,
So tell me, when you were growing up, though, in the neighborhood where you were, was college something that you ever even thought would be in your future?
No, never I thought about college. I just thought, job, working, all 9 to 5 all day was going to be my way out. But Ms. Marks told me that college is the way. Education, you got to get an education to be successful. So that's the path I took, and I'm doing that right now.
Yeah. What high school did you graduate from?
Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah. And are there other children from your class there who are in Ann Arbor as well?
Well, yes. Yes, it's quite a few, but my circle, my friends stayed small, but a lot of them, didn't think about college. I'm trying to get them, to start going to school now, so I'm working on that right now.
Yeah. What do you think you want to do? Ms. Marks said she makes you guys say what you want to major in. What did you say?
Of course, I'm majoring in business right now, thinking about doubling major in social work, but I want to be a president and CEO of my own nonprofit organization.
Well, there you go. See, and you've got to think this is exactly what you're trying to create with the
Absolutely. Absolutely. It came to me like one night I woke up and I said, we have to stop it. We have to stop, namely the youth violence. So we do that with our community center because the kids come there, it's safe, they're nurtured, they can learn some skills, but they weren't going to that next level. And what was the gap? We're introducing them to college and college campuses and working with them all year round on ACT prep. And what does it look like to be on a college campus? What does it feel like?
Sure.
And then we get young men like this, and the young people that graduate college come back and talk to them and say, I was in your place. I mean, the neighborhood they live in looks almost like Beirut. I mean, every other house is burned out.
Yeah, that's
and
a pretty rough part of the
rough.
east side. Yeah.
It's very rough. And so he walked past it every day. He walked to school every day, to Martin Luther King High School, and then he came to our center to play basketball. And so I had him. It was a teachable moment. I'm going to use this as a carrot.
Right.
And I need you guys to go to college. And they start going and they start coming. And right now, he's trying to convince his friends that went to high school with him that did graduate, you can go to college. I did it. You can do it too.
Right.
So he's now bringing them to the center. As a matter of fact, he brought one along on the college tour, even though he had graduated high school, to say it's never too late. You can go through admissions.
You can go now.
You can go now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can go now.
Yeah. What do you hear from businesses when you tell them about this program and the success? Are they skeptical that it works? I mean, 100% success rate is really unusual in anything. We've only got about a minute left, but I'm curious about whether that has attracted support or financial resources, that kind of thing.
Well, it's attracted a lot of support, namely because I just quote statistics.
Yeah.
Statistics that the corporations themselves are saying. They work in this region, they know what it looks like, they know how hard it is to recruit individuals that can meet the high standards that they need at their corporations, their companies. So they're saying, yeah, we have to do something. And I start talking about vocational schools and who's going to be there to fill in the gap. And so they understand, they look at my numbers, they look at their numbers, and it's a no-brainer. And so I'm very fortunate to be in the position that we now have attracted their attention.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here, and
thank you.
Good luck to you at my alma mater. Go Blue, right?
Go Blue.